I am the back-end handyman. I fix things as cheap as I can, which is often all by myself. I am not a professional. May not be done the right way, but it's done my way. I assume no responsibility if you attempt the same thing and damage anything. Okay, today we are going to be working on the door. I've been scraping and prepping the walls to mud, fixing any holes or anything like that. And this door right here, before I sheetrock it, I want the door frame to be in place to where I don't have to worry about sealing it up, because what I do is I mud and tape the door frames. I may try to go trimless on this living room to where it don't have any trim, but you see it wiggles. This part here, it works, but we got it split. It don't seal. You can see if we turn off the light here, you can see all the light coming through. In the winter and summer, that is really, lets through a lot of air. I mean, you can't see it on that side, but I'm going to try to reuse the screen door. Don't know if I'll be able to. I did break one of the glass windows, so I got to get that repaired. And first, the whole thing is to take the old off. All right, as you can see here, it did have little things that covered it up. Now I can see the screws, and I can go ahead and take those off. I've already scored along the silicone with the box knife. Okay, got the screen door off. I was right on that, but see, the nice part of being able to build your own door, see how they have like this crap in here to make it to where it fits. When I rebuild the door stop right here, I'll make it to where it goes all the way out to the end, and it don't have to have these little pieces of wood and stuff. And I need to take off the door, of course. So the idea is to take it apart one by one so that I can save some parts of it. I have new door sill coming. It ain't here yet. Hopefully it'll get here before I have to put this on, but we'll see. I'll get the door off and I'll disassemble the door jamb. All right, guys. Looky there. Remember how this started out as just changing the cabinets over there? Well, I've treated for the termites, so the termites are gone. But I gotta take out some of this to see if what all's damaged, see if I need to re-support anything. Probably not. It don't look too severe right here like it was over there, but just wanted to show you, and I'll show you a minute after I get everything cleared out there. I cut that out to see how bad the damage is up there. I mean, the termites didn't really do too much, but I am glad I cut it out because, as you see, they didn't put the filler in between the board. So that means whenever I go to screw my sheetrock, that'll move around. And also, I got this big gap over here going around. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. It don't look right, but I'm gonna box this in. Put a 2x4 over here, and put a 1x4 over here. And the main reason for doing that is whenever I screw into, where I put the door back in with the door frame, I'll screw the door frame into this and into this, and it'll hold this brick up because I did notice the brick is moving a little bit, so I just want something to kind of help with that. All right, now it may not look like I've done much more, but what I did is went ahead and ground down all the concrete to make sure that there wasn't any big bumps that was going to make it stick out. That way it'll sit flush all the way down. Go ahead and block this out, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about after it's blocked out. All right, here we go. I ripped these boards down to 3.5 inches. So from here to here, go about 7 inches, and then there's another 1/2 inch for sheetrock. And over here where I got these screws, I used tap cons, which means I drilled into the mortar of the brick. I had the tape on there so far down. I go in and then I put the tap con in there, and then I'd run that screw through the tap con, and then I'd toenail screws into the 2x4s back this way. So I did that on both sides, even though this is narrow wood. So it's got a hold of the brick too. Then I boxed that out up there. They didn't really have it boxed out, so kind of just made do with that. Now it's time for me to build the actual door frame. And I got the door out, but I got these boards over here. They're about 7 1/4 wide, which is about 6 3/4 wide. So this will go and be the door frame. All right, guys, I got the door put in and I foamed it. Sorry, I forgot to show you the whole framing process. But pretty much what I did is did these sideboards 3/4 of an inch taller than the door and about the same height as the bottom of the door. Now I know that the door is supposed to stop on top of this, but I think it seals better as if it butts up against it, just like it does the door jambs. So I put it down on the inside here. And these door frames, if you notice, they go out to the edge right here. And like on the inside, they go inside to where the sheetrock will butt up against it. And it don't really matter if I'm getting the door all dirty because I'm gonna redo this door. The main thing is to get the living room sealed up before winter time because it's gonna get cold. Now my next steps are to go ahead and finish taking off the extra adhesive and then putting, like up there, how it's got the covering over the hole, putting to where it's got the same wood coming out just as far as that down here. And then I'll put the door jamb in right here when I find the exact right spot for it, you know, to where the door can seal all the way around. And having such a wide door, I'm able to get 3 screws in. So I mean, this is going to be solid as hell when I get done. So just wanted to see. And if you notice, when I put that top board on, I did route it down 3/4. These side boards, I routed them down 3/4 and then a 1/2 inch in to where that top board could screw in going across there. And I also got screws in the back side of that door jamb. And underneath this, they are lag bolted into the ground to where this won't move anymore. Never again. Now I should have put like a construction adhesive underneath and silicone, but I plan on doing all the siliconing after I get the door sealed up correctly, and then silicone all the little gaps and stuff I find here. This will make it to where there are no breezes, drafts, or anything like that. All right, guys, I haven't really got much further on this. I spent all day yesterday putting this plate in here. This metal plate. It looks kind of crappy right there, which you can buy a thing to do this online. I'm just too cheap, and I had this piece of metal laying around anywhere, so this is what I plan to do with this piece of metal anyway. It's thicker than what they got, because this one here, probably about a 1/4 inch thick. Look how thick that is. And what I did is I put that down there, and I didn't really have the tools for all this, because I've went through a lot of drill bits, a lot of Dremel grinding stones, and a lot of jigsaw blades just to get that. And then I had to grind this so that whenever somebody comes up and see, that takes place of the strike plate. And as you can also see here, since I don't have the board on the back side of it, you can see through it. Well, this is the stuff that I got for it. I just like overdoing it. Not like I'm gonna have the cops come busting down my door or anything, but it's gonna be a little bit heavier duty. But here, I got it boxed in. As you can see, I caulked it all, and I put wood filler in the holes with the screws. I'm still gonna sand it and then paint it. But pretty much, with it built like this, see, it's really, can't see anything, any light. And instead of putting the seal on the bottom of the door, which moves, I will put the seal on the back of that thing. Put the seal back there, and that way when it closes, it'll seal up on there, and the seal won't wear out as fast. See? All right, here we go. Krista found her reef. But I went ahead and sanded it, wiped it all down, put silicone and sanded the silicone. Made it real smooth, as smooth as I could get it. Now I'm gonna paint it black. I use oil-based paint on the outside and latex paint on the inside, and oil-based paint on high traffic areas sometimes, like doors. This says it takes 24 hours to completely dry, and then I'll come through and I'll hit it with some light sandpaper and paint it again. I always do 3 coats. Now, I spent all day yesterday trying to figure out the best way to do this. I took all day because I didn't exactly know what I was doing. I'm not very good at caulking. And this right here, as you can see, since I didn't measure it prior hand, I had to cut all the way in, all the way around. I had to cut it back as for me to stop any kind of airflow that goes. See how there's no airflow anymore? When we first started this project, the breeze would just blow in through the door. And I have a perfectly good door, right? The door is perfectly fine. It's a big heavy duty door, and I have to change this glass out because my son has hit that a few times, and plus it's kind of a 70s, 80s retro look, honestly. I will order tempered glass this size, and then I'm gonna make this door stand out. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Is there a way to get it out?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you gotta just do it like that.
The more you bend it, the more the wood does that bull crap. And here it is after you get it out. We're gonna buy a special size piece of glass and decorate onto that piece of glass. Of course, we're doing it all cheap as hell. Instead of paying $500 for a new door, I reframed this one and we're gonna make this one look brand new. Better than you can buy special order. It'll look like $1,000 door when we're done with it, probably. Maybe, hopefully. All right, as we can see here, here's the door. It's all sanded and nice and smooth. I gotta get a piece of sandpaper and go in here and do inside that still. I even went around to all the parts that had the holes, put some wood filler in there. You know, I'm making it like a new door. Now there are some dips in the wood where maybe it's been hit by a hammer or something. I just sanded the rest of it the best I could. I mean, it's getting painted over. And all these little scratches and dips will probably show up in the paint. But that's okay. It'll be a good durable paint job, so I ain't gonna hurt nothing. It'll just be aesthetic. This is the color that I decided to go with on the door. It's a cranberry. But in between each coat, I just sand it down and then do another coat on it. You can see that little patch part right there didn't do too good. That's all right. But I'm about to do my second coat on this. I thought I'd show you what I got going on. All right, guys. Here's the finished painted door. I really wish I would have went ahead and pulled that off, because you can see it's kind of going in there. I might dab a little glue in there before I put the handle on. Then the handle might hold it down. Yeah, okay, I got the door back in. I had to use this handle because that one there fucking fell apart. Brand new goddamn handle. And this window is just temporary. I just put a couple boards on it. Now how you can tell it's got a good seal. See how easy it closes? Watch this. I just close this screen window. Now watch it. That good seal makes it to where it pushes in. So, I mean, have to keep this window cracked, but that's okay. We got this piece of glass to go in. This thing cost about 60 some dollars. And I got it super thick. I mean, it's almost 3/8 inch thick, right? So it's almost a half an inch. And we were gonna do the sublimination, but the printer won't print it tall enough to do the whole piece of glass. And there kept being lines in the middle of it. And as you can see right here around the edge, every time we would heat it up and clean it back off, we would get these little chamfers where well, it's kind of hard to sublimate to it because whenever we do the heat treating to it, it keeps doing the chips. So what I did, got some of this mirror tint. It's kind of a red because the door's red. But I just decided I'm gonna put some mirror tint on here to make it like a mirror. Now you don't want to use Windex whenever you tint a piece of glass. So I always get this razor blade. And it does help to have a really sharp razor. So that you can take a couple pieces, put it on a corner, just like that. And now, when you got one on both sides, and do this, guess what? It pulls it off. Right like that. Then you take your squeegee. I like this big rubber one. Take you an X-Acto blade with a new blade. Take a straight edge, and some new knives, new blades. Just go in about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Because you don't want it hanging over. Okay. Now whenever you touch the edges, it's not going to pull up the... Alright. That's what we got. We'll pull the other glass out and we'll put this one in. See what it looks like. Now we put some caulk. I rub my caulk into the hole. On a caulk gun, this makes it quit going, by the way. I like rubbing my caulk on things. Caulk will hold them in place. There we go. Get some paper towels and clean that off. Door is pretty much done. I just got to take some paint, which I don't even know if I have. And go around this little trim here. Pretty good. You can see there were scratches on the glass. That's all right. It's not cracked. But after that dries up a bit, I'll clean it up. You can see if you put your face right up against it, so it's not really that private, but you gotta really be looking. And you can go to answer the door, you'll see people if they're looking. So it works pretty good. We're fire. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.
Thanks for watching. If you would like to help support the channel, check out the links in the description. They are my recommended items, as well as some of the things in the video. If you purchase through the provided links, a small portion of that goes back to me. Like, subscribe, and share.
Hey man, while you're at it, check out my other YouTube channels. The Stay Home Dad, the Back End Handyman, the Dorser Family, and the Average Stoner. Just a little bit of what I do from day to day as a stay-home dad.